Good morning, everybody. We can do better than that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right. Thank you so much for joining us here in the wonderful Ward 6. Welcome to the Wharf. Ward 6 loves our waterfront, and this is really just another great day to be out on the water, to be here at the Wharf, and really see the way that our city is completely changing our waterfront and the relationship that we have to the river. So thank you, everybody, for coming down today. Very excited to have another milestone that is being met, another great step forward for the Wharf. Monty is somebody who I've worked closely with now for years, but is exciting about some of the news that's going to be announced this morning, but just some of the great work that's taken place. This is a place where we are building out some really amazing businesses. We're going to have some incredible and unique local retail, some really unique spaces that's going to really activate a space that is going to really rethink the way that our city relates to the water. It is really going to be something special, so I'm excited about that. We've got a great lineup this morning. I have the wonderful job of making sure that I acknowledge and introduce our guests up here, and then I'm going to be turning it over to Monty Hoffman in just a little bit. But if you guys would all please give a big, warm welcome to our mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser. Also joining us, Amir Hamour, Chairman of Madison Marquette. Chris Nassetta, CEO of Hilton Worldwide. And Kenneth Svenden, CEO of Entertainment Cruises. This is going to be, again, just another one of the exciting announcements. One of the things that's going to happen that I love is that we're going to keep coming down to the Wharf over and over again, Monty, celebrating milestone after milestone as we watch each piece of this being built and delivered for our city and for our waterfront. But the announcements that come aren't just a great celebration and a press event. These really are about creating phenomenal jobs, creating a great sense of place, and really creating a new Southwest waterfront. And again, I hate to tell Georgetown this, but this is where our waterfront is. Southwest is going to be the way when we think about our waterfront and we think about the relationship to the river, you cannot going to be able to think about the things without thinking first and foremost about the Wharf and Southwest DC. We are so excited about this, and I'm really excited to be able to hear some of the announcements, be able to help celebrate with all of you today. And so thank you all very much for being here. I am now going to turn it over to my friend Monty Hoffman.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is a great moment for us. We've had several moments along the way. This moment is more defined by uses, I would say, than anything else in the past. Before we begin, I'd like to pay recognition to Martha Clark. Is she here? She's not. I thought she was here. Okay, how about CYC members? You raise your hand. I see a few of you in the crowd. I'd like to recognize the sound that you are hearing is the 1,500 workers, men and women, out there working on this project right now. Let's give them a round of applause. We're over here celebrating, and it's because they're over there working, and I totally do not take any of that for granted. So the contractors that we have here are Clark and Belford Beatty, Donahoe, Chimbrow, and Bellingham. Let's give that group a round of applause. I'd like to point out one fellow, Willem Pollack, and founder of Potomac Riverboat Company, and now part of Entertainment Cruises. Willem was responsible for bringing in the El Galeon Andalusia, I hope I said that correct or close enough, to our dock. And he asked me the other day, hey, you think we could bring this vessel in here? And I said, boy, we would love to do it and sync it up with everything else we're trying to do. So I appreciate that, Willem. The captain of El Galeon Andalusia is Rosiero Fernandez Rodriguez. And she has a crew of about 20 people. I had the pleasure of meeting her yesterday. As you can imagine, she is one skilled, tough woman. And after they're done here, they're going to Savannah. And after that, they're going to Puerto Rico. So it's kind of chilly, you know. They've got a crew of about 20. You might ask her if there's any staffing available. Maybe swab the decks or feed the parrot or whatever jobs they do on there. I'm not sure. But we're very grateful for all of them being here. Please give them a round of applause. Of course, we're set up here on the Potomac River. The Potomac is Washington, D.C.'s greatest natural resource, and it's a big part of why we're here today. This morning, a couple hours ago, we signed an agreement on a robust water taxi system that will connect Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. This is a game changer because for the first time, we'll be able to go from Old Town Alexandria to right here in this spot in about 20 to 25 minutes. These are because there's special vessels that are being built. I'll allow Ken Svensson to talk that through. He can talk it through much more capable than I ever could. But it is going to be extraordinary benefit for our region. Well, we see some of these structures going up, and we look at all the tangible things that are happening here. You got to remember, the Wharf is a community, and this community will be defined by the people who use it. So today we also took a giant step toward defining the Wharf and fulfilling our promise for a world-class waterfront. Not just with the connectivity, but with the scope, and it's breathtaking. There's certain points of time that we enter, and they're kind of, I call them inflection points, where the formations of the uses occur, and this is one of them. So this morning we also signed another agreement. It was a lease. And right now we're ready to announce that Fish and Richardson, which is the nation's premier intellectual property and patent litigation law firm with a global platform, will call 1000 Main Avenue its new home. 1000 Main will be the district's first waterfront trophy office building. And you may notice it is sitting right over there. We're already pouring the second floor in anticipation of this lease. So I'm very excited that we actually got it done. Anyway, the office building itself will be one of the most recognizable office buildings on the East Coast, and the only trophy office building in the region to have 10-foot tall, clear ceilings to take advantage of all the monuments. Fish and Richardson has a rich history of representing some of the world's most innovative and influential industry leaders, dating back to visionaries such as Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Graham Bell, and the Wright brothers. Today, their clients include Microsoft, Google, 3M, Velcro, Bose, and others, to name a few. Fish and Richardson will join other prestigious commercial tenants here at the Wharf, such as the APA and Von Skoyak, Make Offices, and others that we're working on right now, and soon we'll be able to announce. We're also making great progress with retail lease-up. Here, too, we've curated the best in class with a lot of diverse offerings. Most of it is artisan-based. All of it is best in class. Of course, our partner, Madison Marquette, is focusing on the retail. So here to talk about the retail is my partner, Amir Hamor.
Hello, welcome. I'm delighted to be here with Mayor Bowser and Councilman Allen, who are so committed to this area, to this community and neighborhood, with Chris Nacetta from Hilton, Ken Svensson from Entertainment Cruises. I'm also delighted to be here with members of our development and construction team, all the many extraordinary professionals who've worked so hard to make this project a reality. Thank you. I'm pleased to be announcing that Blue Bottle Coffee, one of the nation's most beloved purveyors of delicious and sustainable coffee, will be joining the Wharf's incredible culinary lineup. They will actually be in the market shed right next to 1000 Main. Blue Bottle will be an outstanding fit with the Wharf's existing destination restaurants and retailers. Actually, if Michelin would award stars to coffee roasteries, Blue Bottle would probably earn 3. Blue Bottle's coffee is sold within 48 hours out of the roaster, and it's also tasted every day by expert baristas who adjust the grind and modify brewing specifications to ensure quality and flavor in every cup. Blue Bottle has already 30 successful locations in the Bay Area, in Los Angeles, in New York, and Tokyo, and we're very glad to welcome them at the Wharf. I'd like to acknowledge Blue Bottle's head of real estate, Mr. Aaron Nice, who I think was able to join us today for this important event. Aaron, could you please stand up? Oh, he's right there. Thank you. Congratulations and welcome. The Wharf is also fortunate to have with us today the decorated chef Jan van Hout, a Belgian native whose cuisine distinguished the Belgian embassy in Washington, D.C., and who also spent time at 2 3 Michelin-starred restaurants in Belgium, Hof van Cleve and Rai Jin. We are delighted that Chef Van Hout will be inaugurating his unique, ultra-modern Belgian concept bistro, Florentine, at the Wharf. Florentine will be an elevated gastronomic experience and an adventure in freshness and local ingredients. Welcome, Chef Van Hout, and welcome also to your team members and your family who are with you this morning. Please let us know where you are. Thank you. I also would like to announce that we've signed 2 more leases this week. One with Bella Moda, a beauty salon and spa, which has a very successful location in Potomac. They will serve the beauty needs of our residents and visitors. And also one with Ben & Jerry's, who will satisfy our cravings for ice cream and with all their different crazy flavors. I think, especially right now, ice cream tastes better in the winter. These new executed leases complement the roster of 18 other retailers and restaurateurs who've already committed to the Wharf, and which includes several local and regional-based chefs, of which 2 are Michelin-starred, and many other exciting venues and retail destinations. We're actually working on many other concepts to complement our lineup, and we expect to make several other announcements real soon. So thank you.
Thank you, Amir. Some time ago, we went for our RFP process to select the right kind of hotels here. We have 3 different hotels. The one I want to focus on right now is the Hilton Canopy. And the person I want to introduce is Chris Nassetta. Chris Nassetta is a friend, and he's a local legend, I would believe, in the business world. And we chose the Canopy not just because of Chris, but because of what it provides us. And it's a new style. It's got a grit to it, and it's got glamour, but it's not fussy. It's not precious. It's very authentic, and it has the same ethos that the Wharf has. And we saw the connection right away. And having Chris at the helm of Hilton and bringing Hilton headquarters here to Washington, D.C. region just made that choice very fulfilling. And this canopy, as the progress we're making, will be the first canopy opened in North America. And so with that, I would like to introduce Chris Nassetta.
Well, Monty, thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. Your credibility is a little bit in question when you talk about a local legend, but appreciate with the press here you saying nice things about me. On behalf of everybody at Hilton Worldwide, I can't say how thrilled I am to be here today and how thrilled we are to be part of this project. I look at the Wharf as something that is as transformational as anything I've seen in the District of Columbia. I've got a long history in this region, having grown up here, having driven by the Wharf and the waterfront for most of my life. I could even close my eyes and I can take in the sense of the Wharf that I've been taking in since my father used to bring me down here when I was a small child. It holds a very special place in my heart, and I think it's just phenomenal to see this come to life in such an important way. It's also important for us because it's the world headquarters of Hilton Worldwide in this region. So I can't think of a better place to open our first canopy in North America. We launched this brand just a couple of years ago with the idea, as Monty said, that we really wanted to redefine the lifestyle space. We thought lifestyle had sort of gotten old, and we were thinking about reinventing it and doing lifestyle 3.0 with a life and an energy and really focusing on the neighborhood and having a more organic, authentic feel than what we saw happening in lifestyle. I think what better neighborhood could we be in to launch Canopy in North America than this neighborhood that Monty and his team and partners are creating. So it's wonderful to be part of it. I want to thank Monty, P. and Hoffman, all the wonderful folks that I met today that are bringing this together. Madison Marquette, their partners who have been phenomenal in helping bring this to life. Of course, the mayor and the city. I know this has been literally, just from my background in the area and the development side, been coming together for decades, and to finally see it almost there has got to be quite fulfilling for the city. And for everybody else, all our contractors and everybody that's been involved, a hearty congratulations. It's been years in the making. It's going to be powerfully transformative for this part of Washington, and I think for the whole city of Washington. We're thrilled to be part of it, and look forward to the grand opening on the rooftop bar about this time next year. So thank you very much. Wonderful to be with you.
Thank you, Chris. This journey began about 10 years ago. I was reminded that just a little while ago. Somebody reminded me. It was actually fourth quarter, 2006. From the early days of this, the mayor, then councilwoman for Ward 4, showed an interest. This wasn't her ward, but she showed the interest. She would come to meetings out here, outside of her ward, just to learn about it. And I've found it extraordinary because that was unlike a lot of the other council members. And it prepared her. So whenever she chaired the economic development for the council, she was prepared. She knew the details here, and she was ready to act and make good decisions for the city. Because of those decisions, we sit here today. I could not be more grateful for the support that she's provided to the city, or to this project in particular, over the past 10 years. As mayor, she's continued her support. This really is a public-private partnership. There's a lot of collaboration that goes on. There's 10 acres here, just public spaces that'll get programmed and integrated in with the community. We're talking about connectivity to the other jurisdictions. And we haven't even talked about the connectivity on the land side that we're trying to put together and work out. This project is a community. It's about people. And with Mayor Bowser's leadership, we're able to optimize every bit of it. And I want to thank her and ask her to come on up.
Well, thank you, Monty. That's very nice. It will actually be 10 years. I'm remarking, and I just looked at Charles. I came on the council in 2007, so next year when you're opening, I'll be celebrating my 10th anniversary working for D.C. residents in elected office, and I'm really proud of that. And I will be very proud to be the mayor that delivers this project for Washington, D.C. And it is the epitome in many ways of public-private partnership, and it starts with our Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, who has been so integral with working with the federal government to make this project happen, and Monty and his team, Madison Marquette, for all the work that they're doing, and for all of the tenants that I've been here with you to be able to announce that are coming on. And we couldn't be more excited to have the Hilton on board. Give them a big round of applause, Chris. Thank you for your investment in this project. A coffee maker, ice cream maker, a world-class chef. That's a good announcement, and I'm glad to be here to help you celebrate. But I especially wanted to come and join in with Councilmember Allen in his thoughts around something unique that's being offered on this project. And it's amazing that we don't already have a water taxi that connects the Wharf and Georgetown and Alexandria and Prince George's County. But now we will. We will be able to attract so many D.C. residents who want to come around for recreation, entertainment, and to visit different places. But the 20 million people that come to Washington, D.C. will be drawn from the mall to the Wharf to be able to visit 3 jurisdictions by water. And isn't that a wonderful experience to be able to take back to their hometowns about their visit to Washington, D.C.? Now, they may not be thinking about this just yet, but this water taxi also connects employment centers. So people will be able to go to jobs at the MGM from Washington, D.C., or from Alexandria to Washington, D.C. So the water taxi will serve a very real commute purpose as well. So all of these things together, and to the many people who have been working on this for a long time, the mayors before me, the economic development chairs before me, the Ward 6 6 council members before. I think, Susan, you may have been working on this thing the whole time. So Susan's my lawyer at DIMPED, and I want to acknowledge all the lawyers, my lawyers especially, who have been working on this project the entire time. And we are going to be very excited to come and cut some ribbons. Chris mentioned, and many of us will have these memories, coming down on this water. I grew up on this water. My father kept a boat down there for many years. And I would be mad that I would have to do something on a boat, like paint it, or, you know, if you've ever had a boat, you know, it's a lot of work. You really want a friend with a boat. And now to see the investment here. Part of what I tell all communities, and economic development and the transformation of communities is really my passion. But I tell folks all the time, nothing stays the same. It's going to get better or it's going to get worse. And I always choose the path of how do we make investments to make our communities better. And we're successful when we can transform neighborhoods or riverfronts, when we have worked hand in hand with the community to make those changes possible. And the Wharf is a great example of the development team working with a council member, working with the neighborhood associations, working with a new bid that we have to support the area as well. And I am going to be very proud, as all of you should be, that the most transformative project on the East Coast is going to start opening up next year. And I'll see you. I probably will be here to announce something before then, but I'll definitely see you then. Have a great day, all.
Thank you, Mayor. Entertainment Cruises is the biggest dining cruise company in the country, and they're right here. They're the owners of the Spirit Cruise Line and the Odyssey, and they are working with us and will be the partner on the water taxi system that the mayor is talking about. I couldn't be more excited to have them as partners here and working with them here. And Kenneth Svensson is the CEO that runs Entertainment Cruises, and he has been instrumental in working with us. So it's been over, 6 months or so. There's a lot of detail and intricacies, right, Paul, in working out a successful plan for water taxi routes and systems that will be durable, not just a flash in the pan, but something that is an infrastructure for which we all can build on. We can think about commuter routes later, expansions, maybe lobbying for Reagan National Airport. It's just in my nature to keep going. But I mean, this is a great start with the water taxi system, and I couldn't be more proud to have Kenneth Svensson here and to talk about it in more detail.
Monty, Mayor, everyone here, what a beautiful day. On behalf of Willem and myself, Entertainment Cruises, and the Potomac Riverboat Company, we are honored and privileged to be part of this extraordinary development, and there's no better way to display that than what we get to do today. Now, if we reflect on what is the biggest crown jewel that we can probably all rally around, it is indeed the river. And what we'll be able to do in partnership is that we will be able to connect and provide National Harbor, Georgetown, Alexandria at rapid pace. What we will do is we will bring to life brand new vessels, 4 vessels that are being built, ultra low wake. They're coming in from design from Europe. They're approved to be built in the US. And what they will be able to do is to connect, as Monty said, these beautiful waterways. You might ask yourself, why the choice of going down the route of Willem's company? Willem has already been honored once today by Monty, but I think it is very respectful for all of us to give a small round of applause to the man to the right of me. Willem, please stand. For those of you who don't know, Willem has led the Potomac Riverboat Company for more than 30 years, developed extraordinary expertise in and around the waterways. And I am deeply honored as the CEO of both Entertainment Cruises and the Potomac Riverboat Company to be joining forces, Monty, with you and your team to go and explore what we plan to do on the waterways in the future. There's no doubt that this development and your vision for what we're seeing right before our eyes will create a vibrant and very relevant community for many, many years to come. As the CEO of the combined companies, it also gives me huge honor in that DC is our largest single operation. We already operate 13 boats. We already cater for 600,000 guests, visitors, and residents. When we are done building these 4 new vessels by the end of the year, we will add another 300,000 residents, commuters, to the guest volume of the city. There is nothing more important for us than making sure that we help Monty and his team make this an extraordinary successful development. It will then be our single largest operation with 17 vessels, close to 1 million guests, visitors, and residents. And over the next about 11 to 13 months, as the mayor said, we will also create more than 100 new jobs for shipmates or staff, as we call them. Mayor, Monty, you have our full commitment to make sure that the waterways in and around here gets connected the way that we have envisioned. On behalf of our multiple companies, we have enjoyed working with you, learned a lot, and we are honored and proud to be part of what you're doing. And you have my personal commitment that all of those guests, residents, and visitors that will be traveling on these exciting new waterways will have an extraordinary experience, whether they are locals or whether they are visiting from overseas. So please allow me to thank you both for letting us join you, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. I think that pretty much wraps it up with the water. I'm very excited about the plans for that. We're going to continue to be leasing up and fulfilling our promise of a world-class waterfront on the land side. I thank everybody who has been part of this adventure. I recognize and I see a lot of faces that I know we're relying on and working with to make all this happen by October 12th, 2017. And if you haven't noticed, we have a countdown clock when we come in here, just to remind everybody why we're here. But we love it. It's going to be a world-class waterfront and more to come. I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you have any interest in touring the El Galleon, you may do so, I'm told. And I plan to do it. It'd be pretty exciting. With that, this event is concluded. Thank you very much.